Hi everyone, it's that time of the year again where it's time to change out the strings on my bow. I've had a pretty cool outdoor season with it, but I've got over 5,000 shots on this set of cables and strings, and I'm going to change them out for a new set. On my Mathews Titel, it's a bit more complicated than on other bows, and I thought might be cool to make a video for you guys to follow along and to see how that procedure works and the little quirks that you need to work out when changing the full cable and string set on a Mathews. I use strings and cables from Threadz. I quite like their color combinations. They use really good materials, and so far their customer service has been excellent. I've had these red and black strings on here for now, and now I'm going to change them out for this awesome green, black, and red set. But the first thing I recommend that you do is measure out the distance from your D-loop to your peep, and if you have nose buttons or lip buttons like I do, measure those out just so that you have a reference. I have them all marked down here. This is in millimeters and centimeters. That way when you set up the new stuff, it's going to be quite easy and you don't have to look for your peep position the entire time. So first things I'm going to do is actually take off the peep and lip button that I have on here so I can transfer them to the new set when I'm done. You should be careful when doing this not to cut the actual string. That can end badly if it snaps away. Okay, I've just lightly cut from my thumb button. That's off there. I'll put that somewhere safe. To cut the peep off, I go to the top over here of the peep. Just cut the serving. Now it's off. Now I'm going to press the bow a little bit so I can get the peep out. Now that the bow is pressed, I can just pop out the peep. Put that somewhere safe too. Now I'm going to pretty much take off the string and I'm gonna take off the cables. For that, I'm gonna press it just a little bit more. First thing I'm gonna do now is take off the strings. I hold on to the ends to stop them from unwinding. That way, just in case I need another, like I need a spare set, because these aren't completely dead, they're still useful as a spare set just in case something happens. For now, I'm just going to hang them off to the side here on this hook so they don't unwind. And then later I'm going to use the paper clips that come with the new set to secure them. All right, now here is the next hard part, is taking off the cables. The first thing is to remove this cable guard here. Just going to unscrew that here. Make sure you don't lose this screw or the roller. That could be very bad if you don't have that anymore. Just be aware on the bow which side is where. So on the back roller, or let's say the top roller, that is the cable that starts on the left, and the bottom roller is the cable that starts on the right. So once I got that off, again, put it somewhere safe. Okay, now next part, I'm going to undo the cable on this side. Now that that's free, Then I get here to the yoke, just going to unthread it here, open up that lark's head. Again, try not to take any more twists out. I've got that there. I'm going to hang it over here to keep it secure. I'm going to do the same thing on this side, so I'm just going to unhook the cables. And here on the other side again, I'm just going to open up the D-loop off the yoke, put the ends together, and put them here on a hook just to secure them and to keep everything set. All right, this is where it gets a bit complicated. You have to get the yoke off, and because of the way Mathews have done the system, you're gonna actually need to take the cam off. So first thing, I'm just gonna take the actual plastic adapter from the yoke off, put it off to the side. I'm gonna do it on the other side quickly. Okay. So now you're gonna undo these bolts here. That's with the 1/16 key. Okay. It seems that I can on that one. Just gonna back out that screw too. Now let's see if I can. All right, taking that screw out. Don't lose the screws. I've loosened this screw, but I, for some reason, can't get the axle out properly. All right, there you go. I managed to pop the axle off on this side. Perfect, that was easy. Okay. All right, just be careful also with these little plastic washers. Here it came out with the thing. All right, now that I've got that off, okay, that means I can just slowly pop out the cam and take off the yoke. Again, securing it here. So I'm just going to set this off to the side, and I'm going to open up my pack of strings to get those yokes out. So I've opened up the pack. Threadz always gives you these nice limb stickers. Keep that for later. And I'm going to find the yokes here. Here's one yoke. Here's the other one. And here we've got the cable and strings. I'm going to put them to the side for just a sec. So I'm going to just, without untwisting, I'm going to open up the paper clip. Again, I'm trying not to put any more twists in it, so I'm keeping them aligned like that. I'm actually going to get the little yoke adapter and slot that in like that to prevent it from twisting. Okay, I'll slot that in, not very tightly, just enough to stop any weird twists from happening. All right, now I'm just gonna pop off the paper clip. I'm going to take my cam. I'm going to make sure it's the right way around. I'm going to compare it to the other side. Yep. The screw from the mod facing away. So what I'm just essentially going to do now is hook the yoke around there. Same thing on the other side, being careful not to put any more twists in or take any out. Bit secure. Now I've got the yokes on here. I'm going to pop the cam back on. Make sure you don't damage the yoke cable in any way. Make sure your bearings are all good. Align that. get your axle. Always remember which side you've actually put it in. Align that. Stick the axle in all the way through. And then secure it. Don't over tighten these. You can strip the thread quite easily. Yeah, just tight enough. If you want, put some Loctite on there. All right, so now that's yoke number 1 on there. I'm going to do it on the other side. All right, so I'm on the other side. Let's see if it's just as easy and I can just pop the axle out. Just going to unscrew one side here. With some luck, I might be able to push out. Yep, there we go. With a little bit of a tap. Can also just try to tighten that there. I got a bit of a longer tool. Tap it out. Pull the pin. And again, get your yoke ready. Again, I'm going to pre-align it using the yoke tool here, just to make sure that nothing goes wrong later. Okay, I'm going to pull out the cam, take off the old one, hang it somewhere safe. Set it aside for a second. Free the new one from the paper clip. Make sure the alignment is correct. Pop them over the rollers on the cam. And then slot the cam back on the bow. And slot the axle back in. There we go. Yep, just slightly misaligned and it made it a lot more difficult, but it's back in now. Okay, everything is set again. Reinstall the screw, make sure it's tight but not over tight. If you don't have any more Loctite on there, make sure that you put some more on. Same thing on the other side. Okay, those are tight. Yokes are on. And now here comes a little trick that I learned to keep the yokes under tension, which will allow me to install the cables a bit easier. So check this out. So what I have here is a piece of bungee with 2 hooks. What I'm going to do is hook them onto the ends of the yokes like so. One like that. And then over here on the other side, same thing. This is going to keep the yoke cables on the cam. on the cam rollers. Otherwise, they have a tendency to fall off when they're not under tension. This is going to make it a lot easier to install the cables. So that's my next step. I'm going to install the cables. So first things first, this is the string. I don't need that yet. And I'm going to install the cables now. I've got the two cables here. They're the same ones. So I'm going to install them now. So got my first cable here. Again. Oh, they come pre-twisted from the factory. So what you want to do is just make sure that everything is nicely lined up, and especially on this yoke end, that the ends that are on here, that you've got a decent opening on the sides here where you can thread it through. Yeah, and then just tighten them up just a little bit for that. So the first thing we're going to do now is we're going to open up this end here and pop it off the clip. Again, trying not to unroll anything. I tend to put this in my mouth for a second. I'm going to look for the opening here on the cable, make sure that's all sorted out. All right, now I'm gonna pop off my elastic here for just a minute. Gonna hook it up somewhere onto the bow. I'm gonna put that through here, put my finger on the top, take the other end, slot it through. Again, I'm preventing it from rotating in any way. Put it back in here. Now I'm just gonna pull it tight. It's gonna make sure that my yoke lines, my yoke cables are on the rollers again, which they're not, they're falling off again. Always bloody happens. One side. Other side. All right, once they're on, I'm going to try to even out, make sure that the cable is right in the center of that yoke. I'm going to give it a bit of a pull. I'm going to reattach this cable here. I'm going to go to the other side here and attach this to the other cam. On Mathews, that's on this side. I'm just gonna pop that on. It's a bit hard. There we go, it's on there now. Okay, that's the first cable installed. Time for the second one. Here's the second cable, same procedure. Line everything up on the clip. Give it a bit of a pull to line everything up. Yep. Down here. And I'm going to stick my finger in here to keep that open. Going to open up the paper clip. Take that. Put that in here for a second. I'm going to take this end. I'm going to stick it through the yoke Stick the rest of the cable through like that. Again, just holding that so it doesn't rotate in any way. Pull that tight. Let's just take that cable off for just a second. Going to put some pressure, I'm going to put this in the middle, put some pressure on the yoke. Then I'm going to put my little attachment on there, keep tension on it. Again, I'm going to go across to the other side and I'm going to hook up the cable on there. It's a bit tough because of the serving, but there we go. And now we've got the cables on, just checking the alignment a little bit on the cams. Okay, I'm just gonna recenter that a second. Okay, that looks good. Time for the string now. All right, procedure for the string is fairly straightforward and simple. You've got the string right here, just unravel it a little bit. Make sure the ends are all lined up. Run your hand down to the center serving. Now you're gonna look for this little string here. That's where your peep's gonna go. So that's obviously gonna be at the top of the bow, towards the top limb. On my bow, that's over on that side. Okay, so I'm just going to pop off that paper clip right there. I'm going to take this end here, the other end I'm just going to quickly secure here in my teeth. Got this end. Right. I'm going to go around the cam, through the yoke, and hook that onto the little knob here. It says S on it. It's quite useful for string. At least I believe that's what it is. Get that on there. Give it a bit of a pull to get the string settled and the serving settled from the string in there. Take the other end. And I've just realized I've done a dumb thing. I've got the peep end on the wrong side. So start again. All right, swap over. Stick this through here, through the yoke, and then once again, so everybody can see it, I'm gonna pop that onto the string post there, the one with the S. Gonna settle, give it a bit of a pull, settle the string serving into the cam, just like that. Now I'm gonna take the other end, go all the way over here. Same procedure. I'm gonna go around the cam, through the yoke, to the string post over here. Settle that in. Now line up the string with the cam, give it a bit of a pull. Go around here. Same thing on the other side. I've just somehow managed to mess this up. Start again. There we go. String is now settled in here. Now, because there's a little bit of tension on here, I can actually take my little yoke holder off. Now I'm going to go to the yokes and recenter them fully. Let's make sure they're actually fully centered on both sides. Really make sure that they're nicely in the middle. Give them a bit of a tightening here. Also make sure that the plastic on the yokes is centered. Okay, everything looks good. All right, last thing is I'm going to put the roller guard back on and put the cables in. I'm going to put these in. Make sure they're actually properly aligned, or else it's very easy to strip the thread on that. You don't want to be opening it up all too much. Okay. Now that the cable guard's back on, I'm just going to put some tension on here and wind out the bow, making sure that everything is lined up the way it's supposed to be, especially on the cables, making sure the cables are straight and aligned. Yeah, you want the cables to be coming straight, centered off the yokes. You want the plastic bits to be straight on the yoke cables. All right, keep going. And that looks perfect. Brand new set of Threadz strings and cables on here. I might make a video also of installing the Peep and tuning the Peep, etc., etc. But the next thing's obviously I'm going to install my D-loop, reinstall Peep, lip button, and so on. Obviously going to also check the timing of the cables and the cams and everything. It looks like it's slightly out of time, but I'm going to put the D-loop on and shoot it a little bit, see if the timing sorts itself out. If not, I'm going to retime the bow a little bit. But that is fairly normal procedure. So thanks for watching. And if it was informative for you, please remember to like the video and subscribe to the channel. There's a lot more content like this coming. So thanks for watching. Rock on.